The couples most likely to retire in the top 5% almost never feel like they're on track. In fact, most of them feel behind. Not a little behind, significantly behind. Like everyone else figured out something they haven't yet. Like they're missing a trick. Sound familiar? Here's what's actually happening. According to Vanguard's How America Saves 2026 report, the median American has $44,000 in their 401k per person. Add your partner's account and you might feel better. You shouldn't. You're not doubling your security. You're splitting the same problem two ways. And according to Fidelity's 2024 Couples and Money Study, 53% of couples who haven't yet retired hold conflicting views on how much they should even have to save. 2 people, 1 retirement. More than half of them aiming at completely different targets. This video is about the couples who are quietly on track and don't know it. 4 signs you and your partner are already headed for a top 5% retirement outcome, and why almost none of them realize it. I'm Mike Miller. My wife Sarah and I spent years doing the right things financially and having absolutely no idea if any of it was working. This video is about what we figured out when we finally looked. If that resonates, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. It helps more couples find this content. Before sign 1, there's something Sarah said to me early in our marriage that I completely dismissed at the time. I'll come back to that. Keep it in the back of your mind as we go through these 4 signs, because by the time we get there, it's going to land differently than it sounds right now. Let's establish what we're actually measuring. According to the Federal Reserve data, the net worth threshold for the top 5% of American households in retirement assets starts at approximately $1.17 million. The median couple retiring today has $253,000. That is less than a quarter of the way there, and the gap is not explained by income. Ramsey Solutions research found that roughly 70% of millionaires earned under $100,000 a year while building their wealth. Not high earners, high savers. Couples who made the same boring decisions consistently for a long time. The behaviors that predict a top 5% retirement outcome are not exotic. They are not exciting. And they look so ordinary from the outside that most couples doing them have no idea they're doing anything remarkable. That is exactly what this video is about. About 2 years into our marriage, Sarah and I sat down one Saturday morning because we both had that same quiet feeling that we were probably doing okay, but we actually didn't know. And not knowing was starting to feel worse than bad news would have. We pulled up every account, added it all up. The number was bigger than either of us expected. And instead of relief, Sarah looked at me and said, "Is that good? I genuinely don't know if that's good." I didn't have an answer. We had been saving, contributing, doing all the things, but we had no shared picture of where any of it was taking us. That question is what this video exists to answer. Sign number 1. You and your partner have a savings rate you both agreed to, and you have both stuck to it. Here is why this matters more than almost any other financial decision you will make together. The current national personal savings rate in the United States is 4% of disposable income, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics as of 2025. 4 cents kept for every dollar earned, 96 cents out the door. That is the water most couples swim in without realizing it's water. Research drawing on Federal Reserve data found the key factor for reaching the top 10% of retirement wealth was not a specific income level. It was maintaining a savings rate of 15 to 20% or more consistently over many years. Two couples, same household income, $120,000. The Garcias save 4%. That's $4,800 a year. The Reeds save 20%. That's $24,000 a year. After 25 years at a 7% annual return, the Garcias have built $325,000. The Reeds have built $1.6 million. Same income, same neighborhood, 5 times the outcome. One person saving 20% is discipline. Two people agreeing to save 20% and neither one quietly lobbying for an upgrade, that is alignment. That is something completely different. And most couples have never done it consistently in their lives. Sign number 2. You and your partner both know the number you are building toward, and you check in on it together. Not one person managing it while the other trusts them. Both of you. Same target, same page. Remember that Fidelity stat? 53% of couples hold conflicting views on how much they need to save. Same couple, different rooms, different answers. They were not hiding anything from each other, they just never compared notes. The top 5% retirement outcome is almost never a solo decision. It is a shared one. This does not mean monthly spreadsheet reviews with agenda items. It means that if someone asked you right now what your combined retirement target is, you and your partner would give the same answer. Most couples cannot do that. If you can, that shared language is doing more for your retirement than most financial products on the market. Signs 3 and 4 are where most financial content gets this completely wrong, and where the couples who are quietly on track tend to have the most to learn about themselves. There is a specific way the top 5% builds wealth that is almost perfectly invisible from the outside. Here is exactly what I mean. Sign number 3. You and your partner picked a boring strategy together, and you have both left it alone. Nobody came home excited about crypto last month. No sector ETFs, no emerging markets fund because someone had a good feeling. One of you did not quietly open a Robinhood account. You are both just staying the course. GameStop, crypto, SPACs. Every few years, a new category promises to make a couple's financial life unrecognizable in the next 18 months. And every few years, the couples who believed it are starting over. The ones who retire in the top 5% almost never have a story like that. Not because they weren't tempted, because neither of them pulled the trigger. Think about how rare that is. One partner reads something online, the other gets curious. Suddenly, you're both watching prices at dinner. That is not investing. That is entertainment with financial consequences. The couples who avoided that conversation entirely, who looked at each other and said nothing, and went back to their boring funds, are almost certainly further ahead today. It only takes one partner to introduce a bad idea. The fact that neither of you did is the sign. The boredom is the alpha. Which brings me back to what Sarah said that morning at the kitchen table. After we saw the number, she said, "I don't care if it's good compared to other people. I want to know if it's good compared to what we actually need." She wasn't asking me to benchmark us against the neighbors. She was asking if our number was functional, if it was pointed at something real. That question leads directly to sign 4 because the answer depends entirely, not just on how much you have built, but on what you have built it in. Sign number 4. Most of what you have built together is investable, not structural, and it is growing faster than your home equity. According to Federal Reserve data, home equity represents 59 to 73% of total wealth for median households in their 50s through 80s. More than half of everything most couples have built is sitting in their walls, in a structure they cannot draw income from, without selling it or borrowing against it. For households in the top 5%, home equity represents less than 15% of total wealth, sometimes as low as 4%, because at the top, the asset base is not real estate appreciation. It is investable assets that compound and generate income. Now back to our two couples. The Garcias, house worth $550,000, no mortgage, $95,000 in a 401k, total net worth $645,000. Using the 4% rule, their investable assets generate $3,800 a year in retirement income. The Reeds, house worth $380,000, $140,000 mortgage remaining, $480,000 in investable assets. Total net worth $720,000. Their 4% rule income $19,200 a year. Similar net worth, a difference of $15,400 per year, every year for the rest of their lives. Home equity is not income. It is real estate appreciation you cannot spend without disruption. If your investable assets are growing faster than your home equity, that is the fourth sign. And it is the one most couples never think to check. Here is the one thing I want you and your partner to do tonight. Calculate your net worth composition, not just the total, the split. Everything you have divided into 2 columns. What is in the house and what is investable. If the investable side is below 40%, you do not need to panic. You need a direction, a joint decision about which side you are growing faster. If it's already above 40% and climbing, you may be further ahead than you have ever let yourselves believe. Sarah's question that morning was the right one. Not, are we doing well compared to the neighbors? Are we building something that actually works? Run those numbers together tonight. A finish line the both of you can see is the only kind worth running toward. If this is the kind of conversation you and your partner need more of, be sure to hit subscribe. We put out a new video like this one every single week. Go and talk about it tonight.